just for here, going back to a new Looney Tunes Show video. And if it is the last one, go and check it out when we're back with a new reviewing of my favorite the Looney Tunes Show episodes. And this is another episode from the first season that I enjoy. And yeah, it starts with Bugs having red bloodshot eyes because he is not able to sleep. And it is 3:26 in the morning. And yeah, he is just trying to sleep. And apparently it's Daffy. He is snoring so loud. It's like he needs his tonsils taken out. Which, yeah, I've had my tonsils taken out when I was little because of how much I snored. I mean, yeah, I still snore, but not as loud as before I got tonsils taken out. And yeah, he's just trying to wake up Daffy, even slapping him too. And he takes him outside, and Taz sees him outside and takes him back into the bedroom. And yeah, Bugs wakes up and yeah, he sighs. And he's like, could you keep it down? Some people are trying to sleep. Like, dang. And yeah, we see the next morning, Bugs is waking up so tired, and Daffy is not even helping, saying that he looks miserable and he needs to get more sleep. And again, he's saying that he can't have any sleep with Daffy snoring, and he's tried all these different things. Yeah, he's tried all these different things and it still does work. And he's saying that you gotta do something with your snoring, and it's a problem. And then he's like, well, it's a problem for me. When Daffy is like, maybe a problem for you, but I sleep great. And then Bugs is like, well, it's a problem for me, and I know just how to fix it permanently. And this is pretty dark, where it's about to head. Pretty much a dark joke. But we see Daffy on top of this building, and Bugs sneaking up behind him, literally about to push him off the roof. I mean, yeah, Daffy is a duck, of course. And he's like, how is standing on top of a building going to help my snoring? And he's like, oh, right, snoring. But yeah, you could just see, you would see Bugs just having this evil, like, smile sneaking behind Daffy, about to push him off of a roof. Push him off of a building. And he's like, oh, right, snoring. And yeah, they go to the Dr. Weisberg that we say before. And yeah, Daffy is getting recipes. And he's like, easy recipes for a stay-at-home mom like me. Like, what? And yeah, of course, Daffy is needing the key, or using the bathroom, and of course the lady at the front is like, you need a key. And he's like, a key to go to the bathroom? What? You don't trust me? You think I'm going to steal your toilet? What happened to this country? And yeah, Daffy goes to visit Porky at his office, and of course Porky is like, Bugs, what are you doing here? And he was like, I was about to push Daffy off of a roof. Or he was going to push Daffy off the roof. Like, yeah. I mean, yeah, he literally was going to push Daffy straight off the roof. And yeah, he's just messing with Porky's stuff, like, and even imitating Porky, and just sharpening this pencil down to the very little, and doing the tape, and saying that Porky must love working here. And even having a spitting image of Porky. And looks at the desk next door, and apparently he's wondering who works there, but it's empty. And he's like, gives him an idea. And then the doctor says that Daffy's got a deviated symptom. And yeah, Daffy just straight up slaps the doctor in the face. And tells him that what the problem is, and shows him that if you're right, while I'm at it, I can deal with that bump on your bake. And he's like, I don't have a bump on my bake. And he gives him a mirror and sees this bump, and he's like, I'm hideous. And why does he have a toilet? He's carrying a toilet. Like, he literally is stealing a toilet. And he's like, why don't you tell me I have a bump on my bake? And he's like, don't you patronize me. For you being my best friend, you need to tell me these things. And he's like, alright, you're a narcissist, you're a psychopath, or you're a sociopath, you're probably a psychopath, and when the elevator closes, and when they get down to the parking, he's like, you're paranoid, sexist, and you make fun of the elderly. And he's like, those are just quirks, endearing quirks. It's like he was just listing off all these different things, while some stuff that we couldn't hear when they were going down the elevator. And he's like, you're paranoid, sexist, and you make fun of your elderly. And yeah, he's gonna go to somebody that would see that this is a problem. And he's like, take that toilet home for me. Or take this home with you. It's a very nice toilet. Like, yeah, again, how did he even take the toilet as well? And he literally pushes this girl that is at the counter with Tina and like, do I have a bump on my bake? And of course he's like, oh yeah, it's huge. The first thing I ever noticed about you. And of course him talking about imperfection. And yeah, Tina's like, you're nothing but imperfection. And yeah, he's like, what are you looking at? It's my bake. It's my bump, isn't it? Don't look at me. And saying that he's a monster. And bumps into this guy. And he's like, oh, sorry, didn't mean to bump into you. And yeah, again, he's just freaking out. And hearing everybody talk to saying bump as well. And like, hey, dude, you got a really big bump on your bake. And yeah, we see Porky just looking miserable when going to work. And yeah, Bugs is actually working there. And yeah, Porky having to work on this tax returns. And yeah, that Bugs doing the song of return those taxes song. And yeah, Daffy tells the doctor that he one looks like this. And it's a recipe for salmon balls. And then he shows this picture of a girl. And the doctor is like, first of all, that's a woman. Second of all, that's a nose. You have a bake. And yeah, keeps wanting it to go smaller and smaller. And he's like, the drasticer, the better. And he's like, when do you want to have it done? Now. And he slaps the doctor again and says, sorry, you have a very slappable face. Like, who says that? Who says that to somebody, saying that they have a very slappable face? And yeah, Bugs is bringing all these different things to be able to take to the work. And yeah, we see Daffy with the cast the different stuff on his face. And he's like, I don't remember Bugs having a job. And he thinks that he's a dentist and saying that's lame. And yeah, Porky giving Bugs some paper clips, some scissors, some tape, even some pencils, but he just needed the erasers. And yeah, made this little puppet as well, which Porky says that you can't be having fun at work. And he's like, he's trying to get Porky pretty much to have some little bit of fun, of course. I mean, yeah, of course, Porky is going to learn that, of course. He still has to do his work, of course. But doing fun at work. Which, yeah, they're starting to have a chuckle. And, yeah, the doctor and the nurse is wondering if Daffy is ready to see the new him. And he's like, my middle name was Reddy. Actually, it's Selden. He tried to go in with a Morendo for a while. And, yeah, they're shocked when it's revealed. And we don't even see it right now. And he says how gorgeous he is. But then Porky is wondering if he's got some paper clip. And, yeah, he made a whole chandelier made out of paper clips. That is impressive. And he's saying of how work can be fun. And, yeah, them having fun at work. And, of course, as they're going to realize after how much fun they're having, like, yeah, Porky's going to have to realize, though, again, just all the fun times that they're having, he's going to have to remember that he still has to work, right? He still has to work. And, yeah, Daffy comes out, and we don't even see his face yet, and everybody is shocked. They even causing this baby to cry, and he calls Tina and telling her to meet him at this restaurant. And she goes over to the guy at the front, wondering where Daffy is. And he's like, a duck, huh? I wasn't actually sure what that thing was. And, yeah, she's wondering what's the occasion. And he's like, I'm the occasion. And good Lord, he is hideous looking. And, of course, she's wondering what happened to him. And all because of a bump on his bake. And yeah, everybody is staring too. And of course, Tina is saying that she liked the bump and she liked your old bake. And he's like, oh, I see. and pretty much saying that Sia's jealous that I have a bake like this and you're stuck with that hideous nightmare. And yeah, gets punched for it. Yeah, that was justified. That was justified. Him calling Tina having her bake a nightmare, pretty much. And yeah, him getting punched and wanting to get Dr. Weisberg on the line. And yeah, Bugs getting a paper airplane and being brought into this room, which, yeah, sewing this whole airplane craft area filled with paper airplanes. And of course, Bugs is saying that, I know I told you to have fun, but you still got to do your work. And he remembers the tax returns he needed to do and goes and gets them and takes them into this printing room and shreds them. And their boss comes in, wondering where Porky is. And yeah, of course, he throws it because it's all shred, and he gets fired, of course. And yeah, Daffy gets his beak back, and wondering about the bump, which, yeah, gets slapped, and he's like, oh, pretty good. And yeah, Porky thanking Bugs, and saying that he could be Bugs showed him that he can do anything, even being the President of the United States, which, yeah, I wouldn't go that far. And yeah, Daffy thinking that a dentist person too, and he's like lame and screaming and freaking out because of a bump. And he's like, "What? I just noticed that bump." And then we end it with Porky just talking with that puppet and having tea with that puppet that Bugs made. But yeah, really good episode. Like no real thing. Catch you next one.